Aloha everyone, welcome to part 2 of the Building Modules and Topics walkthrough. Before we begin, I want you to think about your experience so far as a student in this OTE course. What has worked for you and what hasn't worked for you? And what do you think would work for your students? This week, let's start adding some flesh to your learning modules, weeks 1 and 2, or modules 1 and 2. We'll talk about creating a topic or a web page with an inserted image, embed a video on the page, or add it as a standalone topic, and we'll explore the two amazing tools called Insert Stuff and Insert Other in the Brightspace editor. We'll walk through adding assignments, discussions, quizzes, PDFs, or other documents as topics. Then we'll learn how to add or delete submodules and see how easy it is to reconfigure your structure by moving topics in and out of submodules. Well, we have a lot on our plate, so let's get started. In my week 1 module, I'm going to start by creating a file. I'll select the module introduction template. I'll call it week 1 introduction. I want to add a little more character to it, so add an image right here next to my introduction paragraph, or let's try the underneath for now. I will place my cursor where I want to add the image, then insert image from my computer, and I'm going to find an image and drag and drop. And make sure that I create a clear directory. I will create a new folder and call it images, or I could say week 1. You could organize it by the modules, or you could organize it by the types of files that you are adding to your manage files area. So create, then select the images folder, then I will add. And this one is purely decorative, but if it has some significant content, then be sure to add your alternative text. Okay, here is my friendly dog welcoming my students to this week. That is how you can resize by selecting and just dragging at the corners. Notice when I select the image, there are various options to edit your image. You can rotate your images, flip them, crop them, or you can actually click this to bring up the Insert Edit Image dialog. And of course, these are justifications, and I will show you how to do that. If I wanted this image flush to the paragraph text up here, then I can simply take this, I just cut it, and place the cursor by the paragraph, insert it. But notice how by default it just takes one line of text. So if you select the image and left justify, then the words are wrapped around that image. Alright, so I can make this a little bit smaller, and that should do it. Okay, here's a pro tip. When you put an image right next to your text, notice how close it is to the image itself. So if you want to make sure that you have some white space between the image and the text, you're going to have to do a little bit of HTML coding, and really not that difficult. Select the image, go to this little icon called source code. And the wonderful thing about the Brightspace editor is that it'll let you know exactly where in your code that image is occurring. So here's my code, image source equals, you don't have to know all of that. However, you're looking for style equals. This one formats your image, and you can add inside the double quotes. Place your cursor there And in our case, we want a white space to the right of the image. So we're going to say margin hyphen right colon and 10 px 10 pixels should be plenty. You can try 20 and different numbers there. If you don't see the style, then you can just type that out, style equals, open double quote, and then do your margin right 10 px. Okay, save that, and notice how there's now a little bit of white space. Moving on to embedding videos. Let's say I want to add a video at the bottom of this page. I'm going to first add a divider to signify a new section. Insert stuff. If you scroll down, there's enter embed code. So find your video, click on share below the video itself, then embed and copy all of that embed code back to Brightspace. I'm going to paste it. Next. Notice that it's a smaller video, and if you want it to be full width of the screen, so it will be dynamically adapting to the screen width, for instance on a phone, you probably want to adjust the width and the height. Normally the width would be 100% and height is about 450. You can play with those numbers, but with 100% is pretty accurate number there. So I'm going to say next, and notice how it fills the width of this screen right here. I'm going to insert it. Another way to add your video is to create a standalone topic. I have my first web page here, and I'm going to upload, create video or audio. And this is where I can just copy and paste the embed code which we used earlier, or I could just grab the URL at this point. That is, go to share and copy this URL and paste that URL, and notice the preview right here. Also, there is an option to upload. If you have a video file on your computer, then just drop it right in there. So we're going to take this one and save it and see how it comes out. Alright, this is a title of the video right after the first web page. Of course, you can rename that topic. Now let's take a look at these two useful tools in the Brightspace editor. This one is called Insert Stuff, and this is called Insert Other. So beginning with Insert Stuff, you notice I have some extra things that you may not see on your Insert Stuff menu. But one thing that's useful is Add Video Note. So if you wanted to quickly add a welcome introduction audio or video, this is where you do it, and it will insert right wherever your cursor was. So you can quickly add an introduction video or audio for your students. The other one, we talked about entering embed code, which you can use to embed a YouTube video or most other web content with embed code. Okay, let's cancel out of this one and then take a look at Insert Other. You saw how I used a divider. In Laulima, we had maybe 5 emojis, but you've got that full array. You can search by the categories or by the keyword. The symbols, you can add mathematical symbols, arrows, or most special characters. Okay, now let's start adding some activities to our week 1 module. So we're going to go to existing activities. If you've already created these items, assignments, discussions, and quizzes, or you could go to upload and create, then create new assignment, new discussion, new quiz, and we'll take a look at how to create checklists in the next part. Existing activities, let's add an assignment first, And from here, I'm going to add the course map first draft assignment. One downside of adding an assignment as a topic, and the same issue with the discussion, is that all of the instructions will show up right on the page. And that could be good or it could be a negative for your students. It's right there. The instructions are very clear, so that is a positive. But if it lengthens this module, then it could be a downside. And that's when you create submodules. We'll take a look at that later. Back to existing activities, then discussions and class discussions. And I'll take the first topic from that forum, and it goes down there after the assignment, and here's my discussion. Next, existing activities again, then quizzes, and I'm going to add my quiz 1. It should be all the way at the bottom right here. Notice the topic types: quiz, discussion topic, assignment, video, and the web page. So what if some of my content is in a document? It could be a PDF or a Google Doc or a Word document, and that is really easy to add to this module. So upload files, and on my computer I'm going to bring in a PDF document. Make sure you put it in the correct destination. Right now I just have these 3 folders, and I might create a folder called week 1 so I can better organize the uploaded files. Make sure I select that folder, select the path. Notice it's right here. Then click add. This is the title of my PDF, not relevant to this week's discussion, but anyway, it's an example of adding a PDF. And then I'm going to drag it all the way to the top, maybe after the video. And there's my PDF document, and then there's the assignment, discussion, and a quiz. Now, notice how long this module has gotten. Could work, but I want to shorten to reduce the overwhelming feeling when students open this module. So I could create a submodule right here and just put all the activities in that submodule. I'm going to say week 1 activities. I just created a submodule, and then what I'm going to do is drag and drop all of my activities into this submodule. Now this submodule contains my assignment, the discussion, and the quiz. And if I collapse this, this is what it looks like. So I could have a combination of topics and a submodule. When the students come in, they will see this right here. They can open the submodule, right? And let's say you change your mind. No, I really like the way it was before. So you can just drag your topics out of that submodule, and you really don't want that submodule anymore, then delete it by selecting the submodule name from the left-hand side, and you can delete module. Thank you for watching this video, and next week we'll be back with how to add checklists, accordions, copying topic pages, and more.